Imagine finding a book so mysterious, so powerful, that even the prophet who wrote it was told, seal it up. This isn't for you, it's for a future generation. Crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what happened in the book of Daniel. In Daniel 12 verse 4, the prophet Daniel was told explicitly to seal his book until the time of the end, a time when people would rush around, knowledge would explode, and humanity would finally be ready for the truth. So, the big question is, could we be that generation? The Bible isn't your everyday history book. It spans from the creation of the world to the literal end of time. No other book in your local library covers that much ground. Plus, it's packed with predictions, 735, to be exact, and here's the wild part, 81% have already come true. That leaves 19% still unfolding, possibly right in front of our eyes today. Enter Daniel, a Hebrew captive taken from Jerusalem to ancient Babylon. But he wasn't just another prisoner. Daniel had a gift, the power to interpret dreams and foresee future events. A gift so intense it not only saved his life back then, but might just hold clues to what's happening in our world today. One night, Daniel had a vision so terrifying, so mind-blowing, it shook him to the core. He saw a divine figure, maybe even Christ himself or the angel Gabriel, with a message so urgent that Daniel's life would never be the same. But then something weird happened. Daniel was told to seal up the prophecy. Shut the book, hide the secrets until the time of the end. Why hide something this important? Maybe the world simply wasn't ready for what Daniel saw, until now. Fast forward to today. Look around, people are rushing everywhere, chasing information, chasing answers. Knowledge is literally exploding at our fingertips, exactly how Daniel described it. Could this explosion of knowledge mean that we're finally ready to unlock those secrets? Daniel's prophecy gives us chilling details about a future world leader, someone who will fight directly against God himself, and a time of massive turmoil, known as the Great Tribulation. This nightmare will last precisely 3.5 years, that's 1,260 days of chaos. Jesus even said if this period lasted any longer, nobody would survive. But why seal up this knowledge until the end times? Because humanity couldn't handle it until now. And guess what? Today, many scholars and everyday people alike feel we're living in the very days Daniel warned us about. And it doesn't stop there. The Bible hints at another mysterious prophecy, found in the book of Revelation, the 7 thunders. 7 thunderous messages so terrifying, so intense, that God himself ordered them to remain sealed. Imagine something so shocking that our minds couldn't even handle it if we heard it right now. Could we soon witness these hidden prophecies unfold? Could the events Daniel sealed up thousands of years ago finally be happening in front of our eyes? One thing's for sure, something huge is coming. The question is, are you ready for what's next? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think these prophecies are unfolding right now? What would you do if you discovered we're truly living in Daniel's time of the end? Drop your comments below, let's chat. Today, you scroll through your phone, catch glimpses of headlines, or skim the news, and let's be honest, you're probably thinking, what on earth is going on? It feels like everything is spinning out of control. Chaos everywhere, confusion, conflicts, and deep down, you wonder, where's all this headed? Well, you're not alone. Thousands of years ago, Daniel, a guy living under Babylonian captivity, felt exactly the same way. Daniel wasn't just any captive, he had this crazy gift, he could interpret dreams and see visions of the future. Imagine waking up one day, seeing something so intense, it shakes you to your core. Daniel had a vision like that, and trust me, it wasn't pretty. Here's the twist, Daniel prayed for answers, desperately wanting to understand what was going on in his chaotic world. He waited, and waited, but nothing came right away. Turns out, there was a spiritual battle happening behind the scenes. Yeah, sounds wild, but stay with me here. An angel was coming with answers, but a dark force fought back, trying everything to stop those answers from getting through. It took 3 weeks, but finally, the angel broke through. He brought Daniel a message about a future so intense, it made Daniel tremble. The angel said at that time, Michael, the mighty archangel tasked with guarding Israel, would stand up, signaling a period of unimaginable chaos and suffering, a time called the Great Tribulation. And trust me, it's no picnic. But here's the kicker, right after dropping this bombshell, the angel told Daniel something even more baffling. He said, seal up these words. They're not for now, they're for the end times. Daniel 12 verse 4. Wait, what? Why hide something so critical? Maybe humanity just wasn't ready for the truth yet. Fast forward to today, and just look around you. People zipping across the globe, non-stop flights, breaking news every second, endless streams of information at our fingertips. Exactly how Daniel described, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. Sounds a lot like today, doesn't it? What if these prophecies were sealed because humanity wasn't ready yet? But now, as we're drowning in information, endlessly searching Google and social media for answers, could it be the perfect moment for Daniel's sealed book to finally be opened? Could we be the generation meant to understand these secrets? That's an exciting, and honestly, a bit scary, thought. So here's my question to you. If you found out these ancient prophecies were actually unfolding right now, would it change the way you're living your life? How would you react? Drop your thoughts below, let's talk about it. Ever feel like the world's spinning out of control? You scroll through headlines, see the chaos unfolding around you, and find yourself wondering, seriously, what's actually going on here? Where's all this headed? Well, guess what? You're definitely not alone. Thousands of years ago, Daniel, a young Hebrew captive stuck in ancient Babylon, felt exactly the same way. But Daniel had something special, a mysterious gift for visions and prophecy. And what he saw might just hold answers to the chaos we're seeing today. In Daniel's visions, there's talk of a powerful world leader, a kind of charismatic figure who'll rise up, rally the globe, and then challenge God himself. Yeah, intense stuff. Daniel predicted a global conflict unlike anything we've ever seen, a world war that ultimately brings down this powerful leader. It describes a dark period called the Abomination of Desolation, where the whole world is plunged into chaos, especially Israel, which faces a nightmare lasting exactly 3.5 years. 3.5 years, that's 42 months or exactly 1,260 days. Crazy precise, right? In fact, the Bible repeats this time frame 6 different times. It's as if someone wanted to make sure we'd really get it. And during this intense time, according to prophecy, God's people will suffer greatly under the rule of a terrifying figure known as the Antichrist. Yeah, you've probably heard that name before, but imagine, could he already be here, moving behind the scenes? Now, Daniel himself didn't fully grasp what he was seeing. He was shaken, confused, and he asked straight out, what does all this mean? How will it end? But the angel basically said, Daniel, you've heard enough. The rest is sealed up, it's for the people living in the end times to discover. And here's where things get real interesting. Are we that generation? Look around, global crises, political tension, information overload, it sure feels like we could be living in those very days Daniel described. But hold on, here's the twist, there are actually 2 mysterious timelines mentioned right at the end of Daniel's prophecy, 1,290 days and 1,335 days. After the intense 3.5 years, something major happens 1 month later, and something even bigger about a month and a half after that. Daniel never fully knew what it was, and the angel told him clearly, relax, Daniel. That's all you get, for now. Why would God keep some of these crucial details hidden? Maybe humanity just wasn't ready yet. But what if we're finally at the point where these ancient secrets are about to break wide open? Could our generation finally be ready for what's been sealed up for thousands of years? Look around, the world today is more connected, more chaotic, and hungrier for answers than ever before. Daniel's sealed book might be about to crack wide open, and if it does, everything will change. So now it's your turn, what do you think? Are we living in the end times Daniel described? If you knew we were heading into this intense period, how would you prepare? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious what you think. Ever scroll through the news and think, what in the world is going on? Is everything spinning out of control? You're definitely not alone, and you're definitely not the first to feel that way. Thousands of years ago, Daniel, the same guy famous for surviving a night in a lion's den, felt exactly like we do today. He saw visions of a future so intense, so troubling, he literally begged heaven for answers. But here's the catch, the angel who came with those answers didn't give him all the details. Instead, Daniel was left with a puzzle, two mysterious timelines, 1,290 days and 1,335 days. What's the deal with these numbers? After 3.5 brutal years, a period called the Great Tribulation, Daniel's prophecy mentions these strange numbers, hinting that something massive happens at the 1,290-day mark, and then something even more significant at 1,335 days. Could these timelines point to events we're about to witness ourselves? Now, why would Daniel even ask? Probably for the same reason we would, because he knew the future he saw wasn't pretty. He sensed the chaos, the global upheaval, the massive suffering, especially for Israel. He was genuinely concerned, just like we might be when we watch the evening news and wonder, how bad is it going to get? The angel's answer to Daniel was clear, though strangely comforting: seal these words until the end times. Trust me, Daniel, you don't need all the answers right now. Maybe humanity wasn't ready back then. Maybe we couldn't handle it. But what if that time of secrecy is finally ending? Think about it. People today are desperate for answers. We're searching everywhere, YouTube, TikTok, Google, hoping someone, somewhere has clarity. Isn't that exactly what Daniel predicted when he talked about people running to and fro with knowledge exploding everywhere? And here's the craziest part, if these prophecies are finally opening up, it means we're standing on the edge of events so huge, so life-changing, the world as we know it could transform completely. It's thrilling and terrifying at the same time. But here's the thing, these prophecies aren't there to scare us. They're a wake-up call, a powerful reminder that something major is about to unfold, and we might just be the generation Daniel's words were sealed for. And when it happens, it's going to rewrite everything we think we know. So now the question comes back to you, if we're truly approaching the end Daniel warned us about, how prepared are you? Let me know what you think. If Daniel's vision started unfolding right now, what would you do? Would you be ready, or would you feel overwhelmed by it all? Drop your thoughts below, let's talk. Look around, headlines screaming chaos, news reports filled with uncertainty, and everyone wondering, seriously, where is this world heading? It's like a Netflix thriller, except it's actually happening around us right now. But here's something even crazier, tucked away in the book of Revelation, there's a prophecy so terrifying and mysterious it couldn't even be written down. Between the 6th and 7th trumpet judgments, right in the middle of all the chaos, something mind-blowing occurs. John sees a mighty angel coming down from heaven, wrapped in clouds, a rainbow glowing around his head, face shining bright as the sun, feet like pillars of fire. Dramatic enough? Well, buckle up, because this angel roars out like a lion, triggering something called the 7 thunders. And just as John is about to write down exactly what these 7 thunders say, a voice from heaven stops him cold. Asterisk, seal up what you've heard. Don't write it down. Asterisk. Now, hang on a minute, why even mention it if we aren't allowed to know? Great question. Maybe it was just too intense, too shocking for us to handle. Think about every apocalyptic movie you've ever seen. Truth is, they never fully capture the raw, brutal intensity of what Revelation describes. It's like comparing neatly packaged meat from the supermarket to the bloody reality inside a butcher shop, not even close. But here's the real twist, these 7 thunders aren't random noises. They communicated something huge, probably judgments, considering they happen right between some of the worst moments in the tribulation. And thunder? In ancient texts, that's almost always a symbol of God's voice speaking judgment. But we'll never know for sure, because these words are locked away, sealed tight by God Himself. Why the secrecy? Perhaps it's a stark reminder, we humans don't know it all, and maybe that's the point. We're naturally curious, desperate for answers, especially about our future. But sometimes, not knowing might just be for our own good. It keeps us humble, cautious, and, let's face it, a little bit on the edge of our seats. Now, imagine what kind of message could be so powerful, so earth-shattering, it had to be hidden until the exact right moment. Are we approaching that moment right now? Here's what I want to know from you. If these hidden prophecies suddenly began unfolding, would it change the way you're living your life right now? Drop your thoughts below. I'd love to hear what you're thinking.